Today we're going to talk about Christian moms sending their kids either to private school or to public school, private school, or homeschooling, because people come down very hard on this issue, and it causes fights within churches and within families and everything else.
It's Channel Mom with Jenny Dean Schmidt. We're here for you.
Brought to you by Pediatric Dental Group of Colorado, creating positive and rewarding dental visits for kids of all ages since 1977.
Jeanne is a Christian blogger. We happen to be on Christian radio. Jorge knows this as my producer. I debate this daily. I didn't become a believer till later in life, in my 30s, and became a sold out Christian and started following Jesus. But I welcome all kinds of moms to my show, and I have all kinds of people in my life, in my family, that definitely do not follow Jesus. And I keep thinking, I don't want to get all Christian-easy, and I just love you with the love of the Lord, as Joyce Meyer would say. I don't want to be that person. I don't want to scare you away by being hyper religious sounding on my show. I just want to be like a normal chick who has a show and who happens to love Jesus. And I have a heart for you as a mom, and I want to help you. So whether you're a believer or not, you're welcome. And both Jeanne and I want to be a blessing to you. And I just want you to know that. I just want to say that up front in today's show. So we are going to welcome right now to Channel Mom right here on KLVZ, Jeanne Harrison, mom blogger of Loving My Lot. Welcome to Channel Mom, Jeanne.
Thank you so much.
So tell us about this blog you wrote recently about the public versus the public school versus homeschooling thing, and what the gentleman said that you referred people to.
This particular article, even as I linked it, I was going, "Ooh, this is kind of a heated topic," The article is written by Dr. Al Mohler. It's called "Is Public School an Option?" For Christians, basically, is what he said. And he was, I think, very highly of Dr. Mohler. He was actually the president of a seminary that my husband attended, and he does take a very strong stance.
What does he say? I read through part of it, and then I thought, I want her to describe this. So tell me sort of some of the points he made and the conclusion he drew.
Basically, the bottom line would be that he feels that public school is shifting in their ideology. And you're right, he basically went through historically and said that schools used to be much more community-driven because people would literally walk to them right from where they were, and as just throughout the course of history, they became more and more governed by people other than the parents. So they were governed by outsiders who made decisions, and they began to reflect more and more of the ideologies of the culture at large. And in his opinion, I don't believe would send, now his kids are grown, but I don't believe he thinks that Christians should send their kids to a public school where ideologies that are unbiblical are being taught regularly.
My husband is a public school principal. And so I'm a Christian, and there I sit with my public school principal husband, who I love, and my children go to public school. I have a ton of friends who homeschool because they do not feel good about public school. And what's a girl to do? I cannot say to my husband's superintendent, "Hey, we don't really believe in the school system because there's not enough Jesus, so I'm going to pull my kids from school." So I send them to school. I trust God with that. I happen to know a lot of the teachers. I happen to know a lot of the teachers come from a Christian perspective. I don't think they're going to teach my kids anything damaging or swear in front of them or, things like that.
I know people who do disagree, and people who, like I personally, there's a woman in our church who's amazing. She has 6 children who are just truly awesome. They're solid believers, and they do go to public school. And I heard you mention earlier when you were introducing about just the question, can your kids be a witness and a testimony in a public school? I absolutely think they can, and her kids are. In my opinion, I think it comes, this is kind of a 5-cent answer to a $1 million question, but I think it comes down to knowing your child, is my child ready to face the kinds of things he may be exposed to in a public school? Is he ready to know how to respond to that and what to say to it? And or is he not quite ready? And I don't think it has to be a hard, fast answer. I think it can be, let's see how he does. And if he starts to have trouble, then maybe I should pull him and try homeschool. Maybe it doesn't have to be, okay, I'm going to do this for the rest of his education.